What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk about METT, you know, everyone's favorite catchphrase, mission dependent, and what type of rig, chest rig versus belt rig versus LBE. I know there's hundreds of videos on YouTube about different rigs and which one you should use and what they're good for, and you're just a civilian. You've never even had military training. What gives you the right to come in here and talk to us about METT and which rig is best for you? Because it doesn't just apply to people that are military, it applies to everybody. Mission dependent. It's important, and I want to talk about it. We were talking about, I believe it was Wired Tight had made a post on Instagram, and there was a conversation going on about it, about different rigs, chest rigs, LBEs, shit like that. After having that conversation, I just kind of wanted to make a video to kind of go over my thoughts on it. As a concerned and prepared citizen, a Minuteman, whatever you want to call yourself, however you want to define what you are, that's up to you. I don't care. Until shit actually does hit the fan, we're just considered preppers or LARPers. I'm a LARPerator, but overall, it's a hobby, right? Shooting is a hobby. All the gear and stuff is a hobby, and it can get expensive. And you're like, but Fatty, I'm a poor. I know you're a poor. How did you get all this stuff? Milsurp, guys. I've been preaching Milsurp since I started this channel, or since I started this type of stuff on this channel. There's great guys out there like the Modern Minuteman who shows you stuff with Milsurp, even though he got the Smirsh, and that's kind of like, I mean, it's cool. I like it. Good enough that I tried to make my own. But you say, Fatty, I'm a poor, and I don't know what to do to get started. Like, I kind of want to do something. I feel like I need to be prepared somehow, but I don't know which rig is best to get first. What's the first one? It's always going to be mission dependent, right? It's always METT. That's why it's good to have several different styles, because the mission dictates what you need to bring. However, if you can only afford one thing, my suggestion to start out would be something like the TAPS, a chest rig. You can go on Amazon and get a $20 chest rig, and it'll probably last you for a little while. But this is a Milsurp item. It was 25 bucks. Yeah, I upgraded the harness and I added stuff, but it's cheap, it's reliable, it's awesome, and it'll get you started. Okay? I have a chest rig to get going. Maybe I need to plus this up because I need just a little bit more. The good thing about this is you can always plus up or downsize. What do I mean by plussing up? Well, you could throw on a battle belt. You can carry extra magazines, you can carry extra water, you can carry your IFAK. So instead of having 4 mags, or I could put the pouch back on this and have 7, boom, I get 2 more. Okay? Well, now you have a simple chest rig and a belt rig, but you need to go on recon now, or whatever, and you're going to be gone for longer than, 12 hours, 24 hours. What are you going to do? I mean, there's different levels. Got the buddy rig, to throw, but the 24-hour bag. This backpack costs $10 at the Wall of Marts. It has Molly in the front. You're able to put on whatever kind of pouches you want. I just put on ammo pouches because it has a hydration carrier built in, so you can get a $15 hydration bladder, water bladder at Walmart too. If you need to, you can put in all your extra stuff and carry your food in here. 24-hour bag. Plus up, downsize. What if I need to go more than that? Well, then you need your 3-day bag. Now, I haven't showed you all the 3-day bag yet because it's not finished. I haven't done, literally all I've done is diet and add one sustainment pouch, which I need to add another. But if you need something a little bit more than 24 hours, you go with the 3-day bag. Okay? And my next suggestion is once you have a chest rig, it would behoove you to get some type of belt LBE rig. The Smersh, which Modern Minuteman loves and rocks. The Immerse is a MilSerp version of the Smersh that I created. Well, I created this one, but it's pretty simple. This is an LBE. You can get the LBV 88s, which is what these straps came off of, if you need to. That's going to be more of once you get to this point, then you have your vehicle friendly setup and your quick throw on. You're running around doing stuff, and then you have, I'm not in a vehicle, I'm going to be hiking around for a day to 3 days, doing some recon or something. Add the 24-hour bag, add the 3-day bag, there you go. The bare minimum, my opinion, the bare minimum is an LBE, a chest rig, and a belt. I don't rock the belt very much, but it's there if I need it to plus up. Then, after that, then you can go on and get other stuff like micro rig. The micro rig is just made out of parts that I had laying around. All MilSerp stuff except for the pouch. I got that on Amazon. This is great for running on the range, shit like that. But what this is really intended for is to go with this 3+5 mags, IFAK and GP water. When I have that buddy that comes over that never fucking prepared, even though I told him to, but I know I can count on him and I know that he'd be a good part of the mag. Here's my buddy rig to get him started. Once you get going and you figure out what you like, then, and you get a little bit of extra money, or maybe not even money. I built this out of a TAPS, but this is my Gucci rig. This is my split chest rig. Currently right now it's running 7 mags, but I'm about to take these 3 here off just because it's going to take off 3 pounds. And I find that I like having the ability to have it fully loaded, but I'm going to run it with 4+1 in the gun and then have more in the pack. What was the point of all this? It definitely wasn't to flex and say, look at all this gear that I have, because that's not how it is. I've been working on this for almost a year, and everything here is MilSerp. What's MilSerp? Military surplus. The war belt, battle belt, and the 24-hour bag, those are the only things that are not MilSerp. Everything else is military surplus, guys. It's cheap. It's readily available. If you don't mind getting a little creative and doing some dye on some hideous camo, you can get some pretty decent stuff. And then you can paint it or continue dyeing or whatever to make it fit in your AO. This video is knowing the mission, knowing what you need, and then having the ability to do it. Worst case scenario, you only have 1 rig to do everything which is not ideal, make it something like this. Why do I say that? Because this is more vehicle friendly than that Alice Smirsh belt rig. And you never know, you might be in a vehicle. Maybe you're in an urban suburban AO, and you're going to be ducking in and out of vehicles and buildings and shit. This is going to be way more convenient than that. However, if you are in an urban suburban environment, I highly suggest get the fuck out. Go to the country. Because when the collapse happens, when shit hits the fan, when things go south, when everything goes bad, urban suburban areas are going to be the worst places to be. They will be the hot zones, and they will be the first area where everybody starts dying. The old are going to die, the unprepared are going to die, the sick are going to die, and then after that wave, people are going to start dying from the roving bands of gangs that are forming to survive, and they're hungry. 9 meals, 3 days. 3 days without food, 9 missed meals. You'll do anything, especially when you got your kids sitting next to you and they're crying, just tears running down their face because they're so hungry because they haven't eaten in 3 days. You will do whatever it takes to make sure that your family is taken care of. And if that means going out and looting some shit, I mean, look at the riots that have been happening for fucking BLM shit. They go in and riot and tear down and burn buildings and steal clothes and TVs and shit, which has nothing to do with surviving, but they do it because they can, because that little bit of anarchy opens up and boom, the worst in people come out. If they're going to do that now, when we're in a rule of law time, how much worse is it going to be when we're in a world without rule of law? When shit hits the fan. I'm going to preach this until shit pops off, YouTube bans me, or whatever, until I just can't say it anymore. You have to get your shit together. You have to. In the situation of a shit hits the fan, apocalyptic situation, within the first year, 90% of the population on Earth will be gone. That's worst case scenario. But we're seeing shit now. Why not be prepared? When the pandemic comes along and everybody's panicking because they don't have food and they don't have toilet paper, if you've been stockpiling, you ain't got to worry about it. Get your shit together. Alright guys, that's really all I wanted to talk about. Mission dependent, the different types of rigs, which one's the best for what situation for you, what you should start with. Let me know down in the comments what you think. Let me know what your first rig was. Let me know what your favorite rig is. And how you plan to act accordingly if something happens. Alright guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like the video, leave me a comment. All of that is greatly appreciated. The last premiere, had a great time chatting with guys. It was awesome. I really appreciate it. If you want to follow me over on the Instagram, the link is down in the description. And until next time, stay ready so you ain't got to get ready.